guys, it's your girl Miata back with another furniture makeover, a Sony decor project. I am so excited about this. So I was able to get out there and do an epoxy furniture makeover. Let's just jump right into the video. This is a piece I got from Goodwill. It did have a lot of imperfections, but for the most part it was steady. I'm gonna clean the underside. It had cobwebs. I'm gonna use mineral spirits for that deeper clean. I'm gonna keep the gold accents on the leg, so I'm going to cover it with painter's tape. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly with this piece, but it does include a white base in the vision, so we're going to go ahead and prime it with white primer. I hit the table with about 3 coats of white primer. Now I'm switching over to the satin white spray paint. Hey guys, so I thought I would actually talk through my decision-making process. So I'm gonna be doing a pattern on the table. The white paint has dried, so I think I'm gonna do one more coat of white paint because it's a little bit thin, as you can see. But explain what I'm actually doing, because 9 times out of 10 I'm just thinking of something. I'm like, will this work? And sometimes it doesn't work. So I just kind of spare you that journey. But I would like to kind of think out loud on this one, because it's probably going to be something a little bit simpler. I am probably going to coat this in epoxy. I will kind of record me mixing the epoxy this time. Doing another coat using that white spray paint. I'm almost out. I hope it can get me through this, because I don't really need it to be super coated in white, just enough so that I can get the design started. But let's just jump back into this, and I'm gonna switch back over to the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. So yeah, I thought I was going to talk you through it, but once again, I changed my mind. These are all the products I'll be using, quite a lot of colors, and I'm going to be thinning out the paint with this Elmer's glue and water. So the idea here is to do a canvas table, pretty much, because I just kind of was curious as to what it would look like. I definitely wanted to use an element of color. I don't really use it as much. I don't know why I'm like shying away from color in my art, but you know, I'm gonna try to be adding a little color every now and then and see how it goes. So it's gonna be like a marble effect sort of thing, and I'm gonna be using white as my base. Obviously the table is already white, but I'm gonna add another layer of white so everything can flow. So now I'm adding that water and glue mixture to each of the colored paints, and it pretty much just thins out the paint and allows the colors to flow a little easier, creating that marbled effect. Now for the colors, I didn't put them in any particular order. I just wanted to do something that looked aesthetically pleasing to me. I am using this old dustpan. I did wash it thoroughly before using it. Here, there's no rhyme or reason. I just kind of went with the flow. I reloaded the paint with whatever color I thought would be best. So this is truly something that's abstract. So when you're working with this much paint, especially since it was thinned out with water and glue, it takes an extremely long time to dry. So I was very patient with this. In the past, I've messed things up by rushing through it. So definitely let your paint dry down. I'm wanting to cover up those random splashes of paint. I'm covering them with primer after I sand it, and I'm gonna paint white. It's our favorite time, epoxy time. I'm using super clear tabletop epoxy. I'm mixing it. This is a 1-to-1 ratio. The products that I used are in the description box below. So I mixed it in this container, and then I used an electric drill because of the volume. And then I'm going to transfer it to another container to avoid soft spots. Transferring is done because there's always that layer at the bottom that's unmixed. Here, I'm scooping away excess epoxy resin. It was too much, so I'll use that extra epoxy for the sides later. So you want to use tape for your edges because you don't want the epoxy to flow. But I did remove the tape and the epoxy was flowing still, so I had to go and do some damage control there. But all in all, it came out okay. So I'm sanding the legs here. Then I did another coat of white before spray painting with metallic gold, just to refresh the accented gold bottoms. And then I sanded again, and I used Dixie Belle wax. This was over a week after the epoxy cured. I'm assessing the underside of the table. The white paint is a little thin here. I'm going to reapply 2 more coats of white paint, and then I'm sanding here, and I'm going to reapply a final layer of epoxy resin. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you stuck with me to the end, an extra thank you to you. Definitely check me out on IG. I'm at soniidecor. I'll put all my info here. And definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel, trying to grow this thing. I would love to hear any suggestions or your thoughts in the comments below. I'll put all the products that I used in the description box as usual. See you guys next time.